your reactions are speaking. Okay, you may not be aware of it, but I'm also getting here that the shadow beneath the surface with someone here in the collective is definitely speaking. Okay, y'all, I'm getting the energy surrounding this reading definitely feels emotionally intense, but not without purpose. Okay, so it feels like many people are entering a phase where emotional reactions may start becoming louder, also deeper and harder to ignore. You guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Intuitively Awakened, thank you so much for your support. You guys, this is a general message, so as always, please remember to only take what resonates and leave the rest. Always use your discernment and your intuition, okay? But I am getting here, you guys, that there's situations that maybe once seemed small that maybe are now, they feel emotionally charged, right? So they're getting louder, is what I'm getting. I'm picking up on the energy that certain conversations maybe linger in the mind or your mind longer than they used to, okay? Certain behaviors from others may feel more triggered, okay? Than something in the past, okay? Or how they used to, is what I'm getting here. Okay, so in many, I feel like there's growing, like a growing realization, right, that these reactions are connected to something much deeper beneath the surface, right? Yeah, so maybe something that can't be ignored. Okay, so this reading definitely feels less about the external events and more about what those experiences are awakening internally, okay? Yeah, so I'm getting a strong sense of like that hidden emotion, right? Or emotions, right? That are beginning to rise into awareness. And I'm also getting the energy of old fears or insecurities surfacing, okay? Emotional wounds, right? Things that maybe you thought that you moved on from, they're like coming back, right? I'm also getting old survival patterns could also be showing up as well, unexpectedly right now. I feel like some people may feel emotionally overwhelmed without fully understanding why. You guys, so let's go ahead and get into this message and see what is going on for the collective. Okay, so wow. Okay. So right away, what I'm seeing here, I do see that there is something to do with, I feel like something hidden. That's that hidden emotions here, right? So the moon is showing up. Okay. So it feels like trying to navigate through an emotional fog potentially for someone. Also, too, I'm getting here sensing something important is there, but struggling to fully define it yet, right? So that's that hidden energy there. I feel like the collective is being asked not to run from discomfort too quickly, right? Because emotional reactions are revealing information, right? So it's more about leaning into this, is what I'm getting here. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. What else do we have here? um I'm getting here, there's also like a strong energy of tension. I feel it surrounding this reading. So I'm getting here internal conflict may be spilling outward through maybe irritation, defensiveness. This is like, I feel like suppressed emotions. I'm getting here. Yeah. So I'm getting here, there's some impatience, maybe comparison, or I'm getting here emotional exhaustion showing up in someone's energy, okay? So you guys, again, please take this how it resonates. Yeah. Because I feel like some people are triggered by situations that seem minor on the surface, but it could be because it carries a deeper emotional charge underneath, right? So something not being addressed. There is a lot hidden here, okay? And I feel like for many, this energy definitely connects to unresolved feelings. Wow. Okay, you guys, this is something. So I feel like there's a fear, maybe and this could be you or your person or a situation, however this, because this could apply to, it could apply to work, romance, family, community, okay? But I'm getting here fear of rejection, the fear of not being valued. I'm getting here the fear of losing control, or even the fear of not being enough. And this could also spill over into overextending oneself, is what I'm getting here. And maybe by doing that, there's some self abandonment there, and that could be building up some type of secret resentment, because it's like there's, again, like you're abandoning yourself, right? That's for someone. Because I feel like there could be some, maybe some codependency here. But I get here, there is a realization happening here that some emotional battles did not begin in the present moment, right? So they began much earlier. So some of you guys are like fighting battles from the past that are like resurfacing, that have been locked in your psyche, is what I'm getting here. So, or this could be someone that you're in connection with. Okay, so something's definitely been hidden away, locked away for some time. Okay, so I'm getting here, it's like this began much earlier. Some of this doesn't even have anything to do with you, someone's reactions, right? It could be like, especially like at work, you may have like a boss that's like, you know, like just like going off on you or something like that. And you're like, whoa, what did I do? Or it could even be in your relationship, in your connection, right? So it could be someone that's like trapped in a cycle, maybe a loop of like people pleasing or something like that. Okay. And you're not realizing this, right? So you could be dealing with a pattern and not who this person genuinely is, if that makes sense. Okay. But I'm getting here, that's why I'm picking up on the energy. Something began early on, right? And it simply continues repeating through different situations, people, experiences, right? Yes. So see, and that's where it's showing up in like chaos, is what I'm getting here. You see that? Yeah. So I'm getting here that Five of Wands energy. Okay. So that's what's triggering chaos. Some of you guys could be in a connection and you're wondering, like, where is this coming from? Or at work, or in a situation, family. There is something that is like deeper beneath the surface. So I'm getting here, the collective is actually being guided at this time to observe emotional reactions instead of immediately suppressing or judging them, right? So, and that's for whomever you're in connection with, whomever you're dealing with, whomever the other person is, or it could be you. So no longer suppressing, or don't judge because of these reactions, right? Because triggers often point, I feel like, towards unhealed places, right? Asking for attention. Okay. I'm getting here, the energy begins shifting towards emotional awareness and compassion, right? So there's a need with someone here in the collective, and it could be someone that you're in connection with. If it's not you and this reading could help someone, please share the message, right? Because that's what we want to do, to uplift the collective, right? But I'm getting here that I feel like there's a need to become softer with yourself emotionally, or someone else possibly, right? Not permissive, not avoidant, but just understanding, right? So some people may be realizing they've spent years disconnecting from their own feelings, right? In order to survive difficult environments and to maintain control, right? But I'm getting here that emotional suppression eventually creates distance from the self, right? And kind of a loss of identity, autonomy, right? And sometimes agency. Okay. So, what I'm getting here, you guys, is this reading is like, it's more about what happens when you stop fighting your emotions long enough to understand them and like work through them and move on and end like a loop. Because I feel like someone here is in a never ending loop, or you could be, in connection some type of way in your life with someone that's in this never ending loop. Okay. So I feel like when you stop fighting these emotions long enough to understand them, then it's like you're able to move through it, right? So next card, we do have the Queen of Cups showing up here, okay? So you guys, the collective is also, I feel like, being guided towards accountability and truth, right? And this energy absolutely does feel like standing in front of an emotional mirror with patterns becoming impossible to ignore, right? So, and it's like this could be, again, that people pleasing energy, self abandonment, emotional avoidance, or even those poor boundaries. Some of you guys, I feel like, you could be in a connection and it's just like overgiving of yourself. And that can manifest in many parts of your energy, right? So it could be intimate, yes, maybe you're not being fulfilled or something like that. Or maybe you're just worried about the other person, but not really focused on yourself. And that is something that I feel like, could be something, again, that is tied into some type of pattern, right? Ego, but not like the ego of, okay, how I look or how I appear, but about conditioning, right? That's what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm getting here just repeating the cycles that feel familiar even when they're painful, okay? So I feel like somebody here may need more, but they're not asking, and that's out of patterns, right? And that could be, what's resurfacing, or it's resurfacing or building, some type of resentment. And then it's like these reactions are speaking, and it's like things are starting to come to the surface, and that's that shadow energy. So shadow work needed, okay? Also too, what I'm picking up on here is the awareness will change everything, okay? So because you once truly, it's like once you truly recognize a pattern, it becomes much harder to continue living it, right? So recognition is paramount here, okay? Um, being in that energy of awareness, okay? Awareness changes everything, you guys. Um, I'm getting here because you like truly recognize a pattern, it does become, again, much harder to continue living as well. So unconsciously inside of it, right? So next card, okay, we do have the Justice, okay? So that is definitely giving this energy of a strong sense of many people are beginning to see themselves more clearly, all right? Or that is something that, needs to be the focal point here. I'm getting both the wounds they carry and the coping mechanisms they've developed to protect themselves. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting here the final energy surrounding this is more about something old is ending emotionally. So it's like outdated versions of yourself. I'm getting here emotional survival responses and all of those things, all of those coping mechanisms that are rooted in fear, okay? I'm getting here a cycle that can no longer continue once the truth has been acknowledged, right? So that's looking within, right? So transformation rarely feels comfortable, but I feel like there's an uncomfortable state of mind or something like that, you guys, and that's because the work is being avoided with someone, okay? Your person, it could be both of you guys. I could be speaking to the person that's in this loop. I feel like a lot of people, this could be familiar, okay? But I'm getting here, it's like, wow, it's, you have to, like, I'm getting here, it's uncomfortable, okay? And it does feel like emotional exposure before it feels like freedom, but it's difficult, right? So it's like somebody is like in that liminal space of their growth cycle. So I'm getting here, this reading is, I feel like, confirming that something important is shifting beneath the surface. That's where the reactions are coming from, okay? And I'm getting here, it's like the collective becomes more emotionally conscious, right? More self aware and more honest about what still brings healing or what requires it, okay? So While that process may feel uncomfortable at times, I'm getting here emotional awareness is not destruction. So keep that in mind, you guys. But it is the beginning of transformation. And wow, next card, see there? So we do have the death card showing up here, right? So that is definitely giving that energy of a shift happening, okay? And I feel like for some of you guys, it is happening underneath the surface and it can no longer be ignored, right? Yes. So I'm getting here, you guys. This is something that you can no longer ignore. Okay. That's the energy that I am getting here, collective. This is something that, has to be addressed. I feel like your happiness is definitely on the line here, you guys. I feel like this is definitely some energy that needs to be leaned into. But it also, I feel like, is giving a deeper understanding, maybe, of whom you're in connection with or whomever you're in contact with, okay? Um, this is giving that a deeper look to whereas you're peering into the soul of the person that you're with or even whomever you're in connection with, you guys. Yeah, it's giving you a look into this person and why they're reacting the way that they are, or maybe it's like why you're even reacting the way that you are, okay? So this is like I feel like this reading is intuitively awakened starseed. This is aligning with someone, okay? Somewhere is what I'm getting here. Okay. Now I do want to I want to tap in a little further and see what else we get. Okay. To kind of tie this in for you guys. Um, I'm focusing on this incense, right? And it's like, I feel like there's a lot of passion as I'm looking at the ash flying, like falling away here. But also, too, this is something I wasn't sure if I liked this, right? This is a little caveat, you guys. I wasn't sure if I liked this incense and because it smelled woodsy, okay, but then it also smelled like roses, right? And that was really standing out to me because I don't care for the smell of roses, but I'm getting here someone could be getting flowers. Somebody could be getting their flowers. Roses could be significant or some other type of flower, okay? Yeah. So I feel like that is significant for someone, okay? Because my attention is really being drawn to this and the scent of outdoors. Maybe somebody's planting flowers, or maybe it's time to go outside and get into nature or something like that. Or just to meditate and burn some incense and being in your own space, whether it's the cones or the sticks, y'all. Yeah, so, and this is called intention, by the way. So that could be something to do with setting intentions because it's really grabbing my attention. But it's like also, too, the way that ash just fell away, that's giving like there could be a lot of fire, there could be a lot of passion, and a connection, right? But then it's like something burning out because there's abandonment involved in it, self abandonment, right? So there could be nothing but ashes left if something is not addressed. Wow, you guys, let me get a sip of my coffee here. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you guys, let's get a few more messages or a few more cards for you guys. Okay. So next card, we have the Lovers card. So there is some type of union. Okay. Could be romantic, could be business. This does show a union, a partnership here. Okay. Wow. Didn't I just say fire? And there's the wand. So we have that. The Three of Wands, maybe somebody going in a different direction. But it's like before you do that, it's like don't, because we've seen that in this message, right? This could create someone prematurely leaving something without really looking within, okay? Because again, if this is romantic, there's a lot of passion or like a very strong connection, okay? But then there's some chaos because of something hidden. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. Let's get some more here. Please give us more. Yeah. For the collective. What else does the collective need to know here? Okay. So I'm seeing here, Yeah, so could be coming in the way of a long-term commitment as well. What is hidden, everything needs to be put on the table. I feel like someone here is very, very intuitive and sees things, but then they may not really say it. So again, that is you're abandoning yourself by not saying your truth, right? Or whatever it is you're seeing, or whatever it is that's bothering you. So that could actually manifest into like some passive aggressive behavior. And I feel like that's coming in the way of the future of some type of maybe business agreement or something like that is what I'm getting here, okay? Or a romantic connection, or, you know, friendships, community, forming those bonds or forming those partnerships, right? Those unions, okay? What else do we have here? Please give us more. All right, so, wow. Wow. Okay, so something to do with, I'm seeing this Seven of Swords coming out in reverse. There needs to be communication. You see that? Okay. Yeah, there needs to be communication with the Ace of Swords. Okay, so to communicate, to clear the air, because there could be some mistrust here, right? But that Seven of Swords is in reverse. So I feel like somebody does have, they've put their cards on the table, or there is honesty here, but again, that could be stemming from the past, right? Past patterns and things like that. So that's where the introspection is needed, okay? You see that? Before taking action. So it's kind of like putting that cart before the horse type of energy is what I'm getting here, okay? So, wow. Somebody is always ready for battle, and that could be because of past experiences. Intuitively awakened starseed. Wow. Please give us one more. Please give us one more. Okay, so something to do with plans. You have what you need. There it is. Magician showing up. So you have what you need to move forward. Okay, it's all about looking within, or this is your person, you guys. So if you're still here, if this message helped you, please make sure that you do like, share the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys for your next message. Until next time, guys, take care. Love ya. Bye.